guys? I'm here with Royalty, and today we're going to be reviewing the latest chapter of One Piece. One Piece 863. Am I right?
63. Yep. You're right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So today's chapter was amazing. So, bro, just give them the quick breakdown of what happened in the chapter so we can discuss it, man.
Okay. So quick breakdown. Basically, all this shit is the fan. Luffy breaks out of the cake. Big Mom is flustered. We actually get to see Katakuri's devil fruit. He's a Logia type, and he has like a rice cake kind of devil fruit. He kind of pins Luffy. But Jinbei and Pedro coming back up Luffy, and essentially at this point Jinbei gets found out that, you know, he's betraying Big Mom, and she basically does that same thing she was gonna do before, where she was gonna take away his life force, or he would choose to either die or stay. And it's funny because he actually stood up to her, and her thing is kind of based off of fear, and he didn't fear at all, so obviously his life force didn't get taken away. So I gotta say, Brook, man, he's just been the like MVP of this arc, man, because out of the cuts is all this is going on, and you know, Luffy was trying to break the portrait, and they're all trying to do that, and out of nowhere you just see fucking Brook come out of the cuts in a Luffy costume, and he just breaks the picture. So you already know next chapter shit is gonna be bad. So
I know, man.
So the fact that they actually got it done, and now it's just gonna see how that reaction that Big Mom is gonna have. It's gonna be crazy because she was already she killed some of her subordinates because they destroyed the cake. So yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, it was a great chapter. But I'll hand it off to you. What are your thoughts on it?
The chapter was really enjoyable. It really got me hyped for the next chapter. And one thing I love about this chapter is good old freaking Morgs. Every time somebody went down, it's like breaking news. Oh my god! I love that. I love that part of the chapter because it's like Jinbei joining the crew. He was getting hyped. He was enjoying.
He was taking notes, bro, so he can write about that shit.
This man's like, oh, I got a lot of articles to write. Like, seeing that was dope. I really like that. And seeing what's his name, Katakuri's devil fruit, was surprising to me because of how mastery that he has for observation haki. And when you think about devil fruits in terms of defense, like Logia's devil fruits are like the highest up there when it comes to people's thoughts and opinions when it comes to the best defensive devil fruit, because Logias have the ability to phase out of attacks. But it looks like Katakuri is not the one to have that ability. I feel like his Logia might be different, but
kind of like Black
it might be more clearer in the anime, because you're going to be able to see how it really works rather than in pages, if you know what I mean.
Right. Yeah, I get what you mean. Sure.
No, but another thing I liked about this chapter was the way Luffy burst out the cake, the way they kind of rewind to how everything happened. I love that part. How they literally showed us how they were going through the cake, how they had their stuff all organized and everything. You had Nami, Chopper, and Carrot together, doing their own part. I love it when One Piece always does, like, how everyone's doing their own thing and how everyone's sticking to the plan, how everyone is useful, like, in what they do. That's one thing I love about One Piece.
Yeah, exactly. And it was funny when the last Luffy clone went through the portal, and then they're like, all right, we need to mobilize, we're getting out there, we're gonna back up Luffy, we're leaving. And then afterwards, like, Nami, Chopper, and Carrot, they leave, and they're still basically called fucking Caesar a scumbag as they're leaving. This man starts crying. Oh my god, dude, this man's so emotional. But yeah, I thought this chapter was great, man. Yeah, like you were saying with Morgs, like, that shit was so funny. Like, as soon as he breaks out, they were like, oh wait, no, that's Straw Luffy, breaking news. I was just like, what the fuck? I was like, oh my god, dude.
But the one thing we can say, like, at the end of this wedding, like, Morgs is gonna have a lot to write for the papers. Like, there's gonna be a lot going on. There's gonna be a lot of stuff in terms of Luffy's recognition as a pirate, like, after this arc. Like, there's gonna be a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Another thing I liked was Jinbei's willingness to die for Luffy. Even Luffy said, Luffy's like, you can't join my crew if you die. Luffy was getting scared.
Yeah, Luffy. Luffy was getting scared, dude.
Like, I was just gonna say the fact that that Jinbei was not scared, and even said just a mere Yonko. The look on Big Mom's face in that panel. Oh,
yeah, she legitimately looked rattled. She was like, "What? Like, what the like?" And it was cool to see how like Jinbei was just like, "Yeah, like I'm leaving your crews to join the Straw Hats and follow Luffy." And Luffy's just like, "Oh, that's awesome." That's just like, it's nice to see.
The man that would become Pirate King and everything.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, damn, man. Like Jinbei is full-heartedly going there. I've always liked Jinbei, man. I'm happy that he'll join. He'll definitely join.
And as always, the artwork for these chapters are so on point. Like Oda's, like the way he draws every chapter, it's just been amazing, especially with the detail of Katakuri. And like for me, like when it comes down to me rating this chapter, I feel like this chapter was great. It was really fast paced again. Yeah. Like these chapters, like the last two chapters have been pretty fast paced. Yeah. A lot of stuff is gonna happen. And now we know that the Lady Carmel picture is broken. So I'm interested to see what's gonna happen next. And like I said on Twitter, bro, if there's a time to catch up to One Piece, bro, now is the perfect time, bro. Like no delaying it. You gotta do it now because these chapters have been lit. Like Oda's put us in a position where we don't know what's gonna happen next. Like we might end up seeing a Katakuri versus Luffy fight based on the way Luffy got kicked away. Yeah, like we might see that. So going forward, like there's a lot of stuff that's gonna happen, and there's a lot of people that are gonna be just there bystanding, watching everything that's happening. And we even see Brule as well, like him still be like, how was like, Brule, how could you do this? Brule's like, no.
Yeah, she's just there. Like, it's so funny how like I thought about it, like originally basically she's like their prisoner and just does whatever they want, kind of like how Caesar was for a little while.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
and they just make her do whatever they want. So he's just like, yeah, I got all these animals, turn them into me. She was just like, damn, man, there's nothing she could do. But I mean, ultimately, it was just funny. Oh yeah, that's the part I forgot to mention. It was funny how, like, when Big Mom was like, "Where's the real Straw Hat?" and you know, Capote is thinking to himself like, he's not gonna tell you where. And then Luffy just like, I'm right here, and it's just like fucking such a Luffy thing.
It's not even just that. Katakuri spotted him as well.
Yeah, Katakuri spotted him as well because he could see that he
hit him, bro. He freaking.
Yeah, he laid the hurt on him right there. I think was that blood that saw because he kicked him so hard. But like then
I think it was hard to tell because the way
I wasn't sure if it was like spit or just like blood. But yeah, if it was cool that Jinbei came out and just was like nope and just stopped that. So so what would you rate it?
I think it was 5 out of 5, bro.
Yeah, like, 5, bro.
It was quick. It gave us a lot of information. It gave us some comedy aspects. It gave us a little bit of action. The panels overall were clean. Like the chapter overall was just thoroughly enjoyable. Like, and it also gave us another reveal of another guys Devil Fruit within the One Piece series. So, like, where the series is going next in terms of like this arc, I have no idea. Oda's just made me like all the stuff that I could think could happen is like I should start thinking. I should just read the chapters that are coming up because what Oda's doing is actually pure. It's like just pure genius, bro.
Yeah,
like I can't.
You can't pinpoint it. He's just like you could think it's gonna happen like this, but then this happens. It's like damn, man. I just can't wait to see what's gonna happen next for sure.
Exactly. But yeah, you got anything else to add? Because me, that's pretty much it. Like,
nah, I got nothing. I thought the chapter was great. We could wrap it up.
Okay, so guys, make sure to check out Royalty's channel. Link will be in the description below. I highly recommend it. And yeah, let me just wrap up this video. So please comment and subscribe. I know I say this all the time, but at the end of the day, I'm just saying, please leave a like, rating if you enjoyed this video. And yeah, this UK Chocolate Brother will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Peace.